Welcome back to Beanie Wearing Ruben from the Ruby Tuesday. Going to be talking about the first episode of Dragon Age Absolution. No spoilers. We'll be doing a full review on the day in the morning when the embargo releases for that. But for now, just the first episode embargo has released. So let's jump in. When a heist against the most powerful man in Tevantar goes south, an elven mercenary named Miriam is forced into a desperate fight for survival. Now, to save herself and her friends, Miriam will have to confront the tragic past she spent a lifetime trying to escape. The first thing you'll notice when going into this first episode is how much of the previous game, Inquisition, I don't know, reference, that you'll pick up names. Obviously it's all set in that universe, but I felt like it was more kind of referencing that this time. There are places that you've visited and played, and if you've played the games or that Inquisition particularly a number of times, there are references like in particular of what has happened, you know, coming off the back of the Inquisition. I really like that. It placed me in the zone. It hasn't been that long since I played Inquisition, but long enough for me to like kind of forgotten a few of the names and the characters. So when it crops up here, it's like seeing old friends again, and I really appreciated that. The first episode really kind of delves straight into it. Doesn't take long for us to get into the action, and having our team, a group of wannabe heroes, like the Lord of the Rings kind of journey into the place where they have to go. It's all journeying this episode into a heist that we know is going to go wrong, but we don't get to the wrongness in this episode. It kind of is just introducing us into those characters again, and then we have the action set pieces. And for this, I think they've done an amazing job. When you see them fight, you see the lines of the movement of the characters, and then sometimes it's really close, but the way it is animated, you think you see everything, even though it's quite close. It's making you believe you've seen that movement, or how they've been sliced up or diced up, or how they've been shown to do a particular move that's almost impossible. But when dealing with elves and magic, there are things you're going to be seen to do that isn't normal, and they incorporate the magics and the movements and the different classes, I think, very well. They showcase a lot just in the first episode. It's amazing how much they can pack in. It feels slightly rushed, and that's because there's only going to be 6 episodes this season, so I do feel like they're packing a lot in each episode. I do wish we would have had maybe more. When I come back and do a full season review, I think hopefully they would have managed to not slow it down, but give us enough backstory for what's going on. But it does feel like they're not going to be wasting any time, like they haven't wasted any time here. The voice work is incredible. You have Matthew Mercer as Fairbanks, Ashley Birch as Qui-Dion, Sumali Montano as Hera, Phil Lamar as Roland, Keston John as Lacklon, Joss Keaton as Rezaran, Azera Fazal as Tassia. I like the history and the depth of the character that you get in the nuance of the dialogue, that you know that stuff has happened, but they don't necessarily need to tell you. You just feel it in the weight, the gazes of some of the characters. I like that. There's also a lot of humor in there as well. So every time the conversation gets too dark, someone will do something to elevate it. It's very Marvel in that kind of storyline. You might be rolling your eyes, but for this animation, it works very well. It is more adult, well, like older teen as well. They don't skimp out on the violence or the blood, any of that. I enjoyed it. I think it's very good. Score, acting, dialogue, tight, fast-paced. Let me know your thoughts on the first episode once you've seen it. I hope that it sticks the landing, because I'm a big fan of the games and the animation series so far. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.